Okay, all right, everyone. So, very good morning. Very good morning to all of you, those who have joined this session live. So, just let me know in the comment section if my voice is audible so that we can start off with the session. Very good morning to all of you. Okay, just let me know in the comment section if my voice is audible so that we can start our session. Great. Okay. Very good morning, Aman. Very good morning to all of you, those who have joined this session live. So today we'll be discussing some of the important points that will surely help you in deciding your NIT preference and what all things you have to keep in mind before start applying for your CCMN counseling. Very good morning to all of you. So I welcome you all on YouTube session of Unacademy IIT JAM live. This is your educator Srishti, and today we'll be discussing about NIT or CCMN counseling in general. Okay, so I think we should start with the session. So before deciding or before filling your preferences, we have to keep certain things into our mind. Okay, so before filling any preference of your CCMN counseling, you have to fix certain thing in your mind. So let's start discussing those points first. Then we'll be discussing what should be your NIT preference, right, for your CCMN counseling. Okay, great. So before we start off with today's session, so this is the new batch which is going to prepare you for IIT JAM 2022 or IIT JAM 2023 in general. So you can use this referral code if you are not a plus subscriber yet, and if you are a plus subscriber, then just you have to hit the enroll button and you can attend live classes for this new course and several other courses that is present on plus platform. Okay, so let's quickly start off with the session without further delay. So before deciding your preferences, or I would rather say before deciding your sequence, that what should be the sequence of your NIT or choice filling, you should have two things in mind. Okay, you should be clear with two things in mind. First is eligibility criteria, that what's the eligibility criteria that holds true for like various NITs, because we have different eligibility criteria for different NITs. So you have to be clear with the eligibility criteria. And second, and the most important thing, right, is the fee structure. Okay, so this time there is like a sudden hike in fee structure of NITs or in general CCMN counseling. So you should be aware of the fee structure of these NITs or basically CCMN counseling. Okay, so these two things basically you should keep in mind before applying for any NIT. Okay, so I won't be taking your doubts in between, but I'll definitely take your doubts once we end with the session. Okay, so let's first discuss that how you can clear these two things, that what's going to be eligibility criteria for various NITs and what's going to be fee structure for various NITs. Okay, so first of all, what exactly you have to do, you have to go to this particular page. Okay, that is CCMN 2021 admissions. Okay, so once you go to this particular page, you have to just access this website, and once you access this website, you can see in like extreme left corners there is like small tabs: participating institutes, information brochure, seat matrix, then qualified degree and JAM paper mapping, and special eligibility criteria. Okay, so basically you have to go to the special eligibility criteria, and once you click this tab, so basically you can see for various NITs you have like this eligibility criteria mentioned. Okay, so this point is like very important for you to address. Why this point is very important? Because in some of the NITs basically they want your maths in 12th level, in some of the NITs they are asking for physics, so you should be basically clear with the eligibility criteria. So this is your part. You just have to go to this website and check like for this particular NIT if you're eligible or not. Okay, so this is like very important thing which you should be clear before deciding your choice or before selecting your choice filling. Okay, so this is the first point. I make sure that you just read all of these eligibility criteria before you select your choice filling. Okay, next point which you have to keep in mind is basically this point, that what is going to be the fee structure. Okay, this is the second point which you basically have to keep in mind. Okay, so what is going to be fee structure, and again how you can decide this fee structure. Again you have to go to this website, and once you go to this website, see over here it's written tentative fee details of participating institutes. Okay, so this is like very important thing, right, because this time the fees matrix or basically the fees of institute, there's like sudden hike in the fee structure of the institute. So you have to be clear if you can afford these, if you can pay fees of these institutes or not. Okay, this is the very important thing, that if you can pay the fees of this particular institutes or NITs in general, then definitely you should apply for NITs. Otherwise you should prepare for other masters university. Okay, so I'll give you a rough idea. See how you have to figure out that what's going to be your fees for 2 years. So pick any NIT in which you are interested. Let's pick like top NIT. Let's pick this NIT Trichy or NIT Warangal. Okay, so if I pick NIT Warangal, you can see over here, see if I see NIT Warangal, so you can figure out over here. So the fees is like 39,500, and if you scroll to the right, it's written over here, above fee details are for first semester and exclusive of hostel and mess fee. Okay, so and the hostel and mess fee is somewhere around 46,000. That means the overall fee for your first semester would be somewhere around 80 to 90,000. Okay, this is the semester fees, or this is the semester fees for your own, for first semester only, right? You'll be having 4 semesters, so in general the fees of like all semester would not be 80,000. For sure it's going to be half of this amount. For first semester the fees is going to be somewhere around 80,000 for NIT Warangal, and this NIT only has this highest fees, but in general you can say for every institute the fees is going to be somewhere around 60,000 for first semester. Okay, it's not going to be 60,000 for rest of the semesters. It would be somewhere around 30,000, half of this value. So somewhere right, your fees would be 1.5 lakhs to 2.5 lakhs. This is the average range of your fees for 2 years masters program in NIT Warangal or in any NIT general. Okay, so it's going to be somewhere around 1.5 to 2.5 lakhs for 2 years. Okay, so this is going to be your fees. So if you think you are financially sound and you can pay fee for these programs in various NITs, then you are good to go with CCMN counseling. Otherwise what you have to do, you have to prepare for other masters university. Okay, so this is like the very important point which you should be clear before filling the choices or before filling the CCMN counseling. Okay, let's go back to basically our program now. So this is 2 things which you should be clear before filling CCMN counseling. First is eligibility criteria. Go to the website, see like what is the eligibility criteria for all NITs. Then the second thing is go to the website, see fee structure, that if you can pay the fees for NITs or not. Okay, this is the very important thing which you have to keep in mind. Let's move further. Now let's say that you are going for CCMN counseling. So what's going to be your choice filling? Now choice filling depends like on different bases. Okay, we cannot generalize a particular choice filling. It depends upon several factors. Okay, that what exactly is your priority or what you are looking into, right? So I have basically bifurcated, or I have segregated choices, a choice filling in 2-3 parts. Then I'll be displaying you general choice filling also. Okay, so let's say if you are interested in placement, now what all type of placements NIT do provide. Okay, this is the most important thing, right? Most of the students are not clear with the placement sector of NITs. They feel like placement is in your industries also. No, in NITs generally your placement is only for coaching industries or coaching institutes, like the coaching institutes, the offline coaching institute as well as the online coaching institute would come and hire you for like IIT JEE coachings and for JAM. Basically it more or less it's going to be IIT JEE sector only, right? Because JAM is not having that much right, I is basically not that much right crowd, so basically they will be like IIT JEE coaching only, right? So if you are interested in coaching sector, then definitely you have to give preference to NITs which have active coaching or active like placement sector. Okay, so I would say that NIT Warangal and NIT Rourkela is like the two best NITs if you are looking into placements. Okay, so if you are interested in teaching, or if you are interested in like IIT JEE teaching in general, so you have to give priority to these two institutes because they have active right placement center. Now placement center of others NITs might be good than these NITs, but what happens in general, more of the students, or like there are more MSc students from North India or from like right, these north states which generally come into these two NITs. So these institutes like coaching institute, they generally come to these two NITs because they have active BTech placement sector also, and plus they can have like good variety of students for their coaching. Okay, so these two things you have to keep in mind if you're interested in coaching or JEE coaching or in general JAM coaching also. If you're interested in this coaching sector, then you have to give priority to NIT Warangal and NIT Rourkela. Okay, so this is the first thing if you're interested in placement. That rest of like if you're not getting these two NITs, then you have to give preference to rest of the NITs like NIT Suratkal. This is like one point which you have to keep in mind. Then NIT right Calicut, then NIT Trichy. Okay, so if you are a North Indian, if you're not a South Indian, so you have to give preference to NIT Warangal over NIT Trichy, because in NIT Warangal you'll be having like students from all over country, so it's going to be like a good environment for you. But if you go to extreme south, that is NIT Trichy, so you will have like more of South students. Okay, so if you are a North Indian and you're getting NIT Trichy as well as like NIT Warangal, so you should be giving preference to NIT Warangal. So this is the first point. Okay, let's go to the next point. If you're interested in research or industries, okay, so if you're interested in PhDs, or if you're interested in internships, or if you're interested in like industry sector, okay, so you have to give preference to these NITs. Okay, again the same thing, if you're a North Indian, then please do refer NIT Warangal over Trichy, or NIT Rourkela over Trichy. Okay, so why these four NITs, they have good research background. The reason being the reason depends upon two different factors. Okay, first is their curriculum is like more or less it's research based. Okay, it's not net and gate based, it's research based. Okay, so you'll be able to learn a lot of things over there. Okay, this is the first point. And second point is you can develop your research abilities right in these NITs. And third important point is these NITs are close to some of like the reputed IITs, so in like your summer vacations, so whenever you'll be getting like a 1 month break or 1.5 month break, so you can apply for internships in these IITs which is like close enough to these NITs, so that you can save like a lot of traveling time also, and you can apply to these IITs. Okay, so this is like the most important thing which you have to keep in mind. NIT Trichy is close to like IIT Madras, and NIT Warangal is close to IIT Hyderabad, NIT Rourkela is close to IIT Kharagpur, and NIT Suratkal is close to IIC Bangalore. Okay, so this is also one of the factor if you're interested in like internships and research, so you should be giving priority to these NITs. Okay, specifically if I talk about NIT Warangal, that most of the students are like confused on this factor, that whether they should apply for like MSc chemistry in general or MSc like specialization. So in NIT Warangal you have two specialization, MSc in organic chemistry, MSc in analytical chemistry. Okay, so now I would like to elaborate more on this point, because like most of the students have doubt in this case. So the first thing is, if you are interested in research in organic or analytical, okay, then definitely you should go for NIT Warangal. The reason being the environment which they provide in the second year is like more or less it's like more industry based or more research based. Okay, so if you are going for MSc organic chemistry, so you'll be like learning core organic chemistry, okay, advanced organic chemistry, and your 6 months project would also be in organic chemistry. So you don't have this chance of selecting like the topic of your project. It's going to be in organic chemistry if you're in if you have opted for organics chemistry specialization. And if you have opted for analytical chemistry specialization, your 6 months project would be in analytical chemistry only. So this thing you have to keep in mind. So if you're going for organic, your 6 months project would be in organic, and if you're going to in analytical, your 6 months project will be in analytical chemistry only, right? You won't be getting any choice of selecting between analytical or organic. You have to go with your specialized specialization only, okay? So this is the first important point. Next important point is, now their curriculum is based for 1 year, like you have to study all of the subjects like physical, organic, inorganic, and in the second year you'll be only studying organic for organic specialization and analytical for analytical specialization. Now if you're interested in research as well as net and gate, so don't go for analytical. The reason is, in analytical chemistry you don't have like very similar syllabus with net and gate, but in organic chemistry if you'll be like learning about organic reactions, so definitely these will help you in net and gate syllabus, okay? So if you are only looking for like net and gate syllabus for your PhD, you are interested in research and organic, you should definitely go for NIT Warangal organic specialization. If you are interested in industries, very important point, in most of the YouTube videos they basically say that analytical chemistry is not of that importance like organic chemistry. No, this concept is like not going in the right direction. So if you are interested in instrumentation, right, if you're interested in like how you can use instrumentation, if you're interested in like the MNC sector or the industry sector in general, so you should go for analytical chemistry, because the second year is going to be more or less, it's going to be more about instruments, how you can operate instruments, what are different parts of an of instruments, various instruments. So this is going to be the second syllabus that you spectroscopy in general, you'll be like learning about spectroscopy, less of organic spectroscopy, more of physical spectroscopy, right, emission spectroscopy like fluorescence, phosphorescence, atomic spectroscopy, like these, okay? So if you are interested in this instrumentations, right, in this MNC sector or in this like industry sector for like analytical job, then you can go for NIT Warangal analytical chemistry, okay? So these are two things that you have to keep in mind before selecting any specialization. But if you select any specialization, you won't be facing any trouble in like gate and net eligibility qualifications, because I am also from like NIT Warangal organic specialization. So far I haven't like experience any kind of difficulty in applying to any of the exam in any of like the opportunity or anything, right? So it's not a it's not a barrier for you. If you're interested in research, then definitely, or industries, you should go for organic and analytical, okay? Next is NIT Rourkela, right? It's also a good NIT, so it's basically located in Orissa. So if you're interested in NIT Rourkela, it does have like a good placement center, and at the same time it offers you general MSc chemistry. So if you're looking for general MSc chemistry, then definitely you should go for NIT Rourkela, okay? Last is IIT Surathkal, so you should also give preference to IIT Surathkal if in case you're not getting first three, okay? So this is like the eligibility pattern that you have to follow, or this is like the priority you should follow for research, okay? Now what about those students who are not getting these 4-5 NITs? So then for those students you have to select the NIT basically which is near to your living place, okay? This is very important. So if you are not getting this 5 or 6 NITs like NIT Trichy, NIT Warangal, NIT Rourkela, NIT Calicut, Nagpur, and MNIT Jaipur and NIT Durgapur, okay? So these are like, even I would say top 5 NITs. If you're not getting top 5 NITs, then choose NIT which is nearest to your living place, okay? Why I'm saying so? There's like two things in NITs: day scholar and resident, okay? What is a day scholar? The students which basically don't pay fees for mess and don't pay fees for like hostel. They are like, they just only come to attend classes, okay? They live in their living place or their home, they just come only for attending classes, just like you go in your college, okay? So you are not living in NIT's hostel. So there's a possibility of a day scholar and resident, okay? So for day scholar the fee structure is also very less, because you don't have to pay hostel and mess fee, but for resident you have to pay like hostel fee, mess fee, as well as your institute's academic fee, okay? So this is like one point. If you're getting if you're not getting getting top 5 NITs, then you should prefer the NIT which is nearest to your living place. Okay, so that way you can save your money, and at the same time you can save your time also. So this is one of the important thing. Okay, next is if you're interested in net and gate. Okay, if you're looking forward for net and gate, right, and if you're looking forward for net and gate in general, or you're looking forward for some jobs which come through net and gate. Okay, so you have to give preference to 2 NITs. If you are looking forward for your good MSc degree also, you can prepare for net and gate in any NITs, because now everything is digitalized. So you can prepare from online classes and all of these stuff, just like you're preparing for JAM and MSc through Unacademy. So you can also prepare for net and gate also. But the point is, if you are looking forward for the curriculum which is more or less like your net and gate preparation, so NIT Rourkela is a good option. And second, MNIT Jaipur. Why I'm saying so for MNIT Jaipur? Because in Jaipur you have offline coaching industries, just like Delhi, right, and Kota is a coaching hub. So now these days Jaipur is going to be a coaching hub very soon. So you have various institutes over there, offline institutes. Okay, so if you are looking forward for offline coaching of net and gate, then you can prefer MNIT Jaipur. But if you're not looking for any offline coaching, it's not a it's not a priority for you, then you can go to any NIT and you can prepare by your own. Okay, so that's the one thing. And at the same time, if you want a good curriculum, so NIT Rourkela does provide a good curriculum that will help you to prepare for net and gate. Okay, so these are some of the preferences which you should make, and this is the preference in general. Okay, so if you're getting top 4 or 5 NITs, then definitely you should take a chance. If you're not getting top 4 or 5 NITs, then you should choose NIT which is basically nearest to your place. Okay, so these are the points which you have to keep in mind. And there is one more point which is not that important to address, but yes, you should know about this point also, right? So no one talks about this point, but this is a valid point in South NITs. If I talk about NIT Trichy, NIT Warangal, and NIT Surat Girl, okay, so you should have I should say not proficient English, right? You should have basic language English, that is you can convey your thoughts to anyone. Okay, so this is required. Actually what happens, all the professors they come from south places, and it's the institute of national importance, so there are students from all over the country and even from outside of India also. So English is the language which brings them together. Okay, so there are very less people who know about Hindi, and definitely there would be very less people who know about their regional language. Okay, so if you're not very clear with your English language, I would not say that you won't survive in these NITs. Definitely you can survive in these NITs, but your circle would be very small. Okay, so you have to limit yourself, because you're not able to convey your thoughts to any third person. So that's a big that's a small point. It's not a big point, but for 2-3 months you can definitely improve your English, because you'll be having 2-3 months before you go to any NIT for your masters. Okay, so this is one point which you should keep in mind. And if you're not interested in improving your English language, so definitely you should prefer, if you're a North Indian, you should prefer the NITs which is North, Jaipur, right, and all of these NITs where there would be more students which speak Hindi rather than English. Okay, so this is the most important point. Okay, let's go to next point, that is what are going to be positive pointers of doing your masters in NIT. Yes, I'm not comparing it with IITs. Okay, that's not the point over here right now. What are going to be your positive points? Why you're going to, let's say you are eligible to pay fee for NIT, and then you are now you're ready to extract some good points on NITs. Okay, so what would be those good points? So first is you can extract good number of unscheduled hours. That is the pressure is going to be high for internal examinations, but there would be sufficient time, so you can convert that sufficient time, you can make that time a productive time. You can either devote that time to your preparation of competitive examination, you can devote your time to extracurricular activities. There would be a number of clubs extracurricular clubs, so you can join those extracurricular clubs, you can devote your time over there, and you can just schedule that time according to your priority. Okay, so that's the one point. If you're living in a hostel, you'll be getting good number of unscheduled hours, so you can schedule those hours according to your priority. That's one point. Okay, second is if you're a person who are interested in extracurricular activities as well, apart from your masters. So NIT is a good choice after IITs, because that does provide you, right, clubs for extracurricular activities. Okay, so you can just join these extracurricular activities also, and you can enhance, or you can basically polish your right skills. Okay, that's like one point. Okay, next is network building. So if you are a people's person and if you would like to like build your network, so IIT and NITs is a good place, because students come from like various right backgrounds, so definitely you can build your network. Okay, next is it gives you a brief idea about IIT lives. Okay, so just like IIT, NIT also right have same life, not exactly same, but yes, it's like more or less a short story of IIT. So it does give you a brief idea about IIT's life. Okay, so these are some of the positive pointers. Now if you have any doubts regarding CCMN counseling, so just let me know in the comment section. Now I would be taking your doubts one by one, and and I'll try to answer all your doubts. Okay, so this should be basically your preference, Gauri. Okay, if you're getting top 5 NITs, go for that, right? If you're not getting top 5 NITs, then choose an NIT which is closer to your place. Okay, what should be the rank before filling NIT counseling? Right now we are not discussing about the ranks. You can go to website, you can see like the previous year's trend, and you can see like the opening and closing ranks. Okay, how is physical environment of NIT Warangal? It's like if you're looking for general environment apart from studies, so it's definitely great. Okay, you'll be having like various like right programs throughout your year, throughout your masters, so you'll definitely enjoy a lot. Plus the location is good, right? It's near to Hyderabad, so definitely you can enjoy your masters life also, right? So that's like a plus point of NIT Warangal. Okay, IST Shibpur good for MSc physics. So right, I have like observed this IST Shibpur in like various right references, but I'm not very clear about this institute. So what I should suggest you, just right, search for any right of your senior on social media platform, and try to get in contact with him or her, and you can just extract information regarding this institute. Okay, next is new NIT will helpful for MSc. I would say that go for like old IITs. If you're not getting new right old IITs, then you should prepare for like these examinations, the masters examination. Okay, if you're getting a seat in masters examination also, so you can go over there. Otherwise for new IITs, if it's like close to your place, then definitely you can take a chance. Okay, so that's the one thing. And as far as your right masters and net and gate is concerned, these days it's not a big deal, because now you'll be like preparing for digitally only, so you can prepare from any NIT. That's not a barrier right now. Okay, all right, so if you have any more doubts regarding your preparation, then do let me know. I'll take your doubts one by one. So, and any more queries. Okay, and like one more doubt I received, that we are going to be from non-technological background, so does it affect right the environment over there, because NITs are basically based on a technological background. Okay, it's like a technological institute, so does that affect our studies over there, right? So not in general, but if you are only interested in academics point of view and your master's point of view, so this will not affect your academics over there or grades or something over there. Like there are small points, right? Definitely they give preference to technological people, but I feel that's not a big point over here. That won't be making any difference in your masters, right? So you can ignore these small points. That won't make any difference. Okay, yes, if you just take IITs, so after IITs, NIT tag does play a very important role. Okay, if you are looking forward for private sectors, if you're looking forward for coaching, then definitely NIT will provide you a better right situation than any other institute. Okay, so yes, NIT tag play a crucial role for like the coaching sectors. If you're looking for coaching sectors, then definitely NIT tag will help you. Okay, so there's no doubt in that thing. Okay, any other question? Okay, so these all points you have to keep in mind before applying CCMN counseling, and you can let me know if in case of any doubts. You can either go to my profile on Unacademy. Okay, if you are getting any NIT in counseling and we want to go for our second, third choice, so we can choose that. Okay, so this is like one of the point, so let's address this point because this is like important point. So what happens actually, see, let's say right, you did your choice filling. Let's say on at first position you have let's say NIT Rourkela, okay, and at second position you have NIT Warangal with any specification, okay, let's not talk about that. And at third position, let's say you have NIT any NIT, let's say you have NIT Surathkal, okay. So this is basically your preference, okay. Let's suppose in CCMN round 1, okay, in CCMN round 1 you got this NIT Surathkal, okay. So basically you got this option NIT Surathkal. So basically you'll be having two options, okay, more or less it's going to be same like these two options. First is accept, right, and fix or freeze, okay. Second is going to be accept and upgrade, okay. These two options you'll get just like IIT JAM counseling, okay. The system for NIT counseling is also same, okay. So what you have to do, accept and fix, right, if you choose accept and fix, so that means you are opting for NIT Surathkal and you are not willing for like upgradation. You want that this NIT Surathkal should be your final choice, okay. So you can select accept and fix, okay. This is one thing. Once you select accept and fix, you have to pay like the registration fee that I think it's like 30,000. This time it's like very high because if I remember it was like 10,000 in my time, but 30,000 this time it's 30,000, okay. So just you have to pay that fees and you're basically you're getting this NIT Surathkal, okay. So that's like the one point. Let's suppose you are not like satisfied with NIT Surathkal, you still want to go for upgradation. So what you have to do, you have to accept and upgrade, okay. You have to select accept and upgrade. So this means, let's say in CCMN round 2, you are getting NIT Warangal, okay. So then you cannot select NIT Surathkal because you have opted for upgradation. Now you have only two choices. Second choice, now you have only two choices. First is either you can accept this NIT Warangal and you can click to accept and freeze, or you can wait for like round 3, okay, for like NIT Surathkal, okay. So this is the important point. You cannot select NIT Surathkal right in second round, okay, because now you have opted for accept and upgrade, okay. Let's say in second round you went to option 1, okay, NIT Rourkela. Now not even you can go to like second option NIT Warangal, okay. So once it got like upgraded, you have to select that, or otherwise like you have to go for like upper choices. Like if you have like upper choices, if any, you have to go for that, okay. So that's like how the counseling procedure is, okay. No, there would be no stipend for masters, okay. Till now there is no stipend for masters. M.Tech students get a stipend for doing their M.Tech, but not master student, okay. So I am still like I don't know why this happens over here, but yes, master student don't get stipend for their MSc, but M.Tech student does get. So yes, you don't have any stipend, okay. Any other doubt? If you're comparing new NITs from old NITs, definitely you should go for old NITs if you want your masters from NITs, okay. New NITs, it depends like from NIT to NIT if they have like good faculty or like good process or not, but definitely old NITs are good, okay. So if you are okay with preparing by your own, and if you want a good life also, good master's life also, you can go for NITs, okay. So in general, this is like the summation. If you're interested in like a good master's life and at the same time you can prepare by your own for your examinations, you can go for NIT, okay. They just provide a good education. So on which basis you are terming this good education, that depends, okay. So if you are interested in like net and gate, that you want like your professor should teach you the way you should be preparing for net and gate, then definitely in NITs that won't happen, because that they have like internal right system, and they just teach you more or like just like a research background, because they are researchers at the same time and they are teachers also, so they just teach you depending upon the research background. So if you're looking forward for a good education in this sense, that how you'll be preparing for net and gate, so then definitely it's a no, that you won't be getting like knowledge of net and gate. You have to prepare by own. But if you're interested in like research background, and if you're looking forward for good recommendations in your PhD and in your internship, then yes, NIT will definitely help you, or NIT professors will definitely help you. Okay, so tell about placements of NITs. I basically we discussed this point in the first slide only. If you're looking forward for coaching, then NIT does give you it give you a good placement cell. Okay, so you'll be like getting, and you can sit for placements, and you will be getting like job for this coaching institutes, and the salary of this job, if you're looking forward for salary, so it would start from like 5 to 7 lakhs in general. This would start from like this amount, 5 to 7 lakhs right per annum, and it can increase also depending upon the type of industry that is coming and your skills. Okay, if like it's a online system, then definitely there's going to be like this thing, you won't be right, you don't have to give like hostel fee for sure, because you're studying online. Okay, but once you go to like offline centers, once you go to like offline NITs, you have to pay your fees, or they will tell you that how they will arrange this thing. Right, first case is either they can take your fees and then they can refund you after completion of masters. Okay, so that's one thing. Definitely they won't take fees for your hostel if you are doing your course online. Okay, yes, you are eligible. You can just give maths examination from any state board or NIOS, and you can sit for IIT JAM chemistry. Okay, all right. Any other doubt? So if you have any other doubt, feel free to ask. Right, okay, I hope there is no other, right, I hope I have cleared all of your doubt, and no other doubt right is left in the comment section. So now I would conclude the session. I hope you found the session useful. If you did, you can like this session, you can share with your friends which have like general doubts in NIT counseling, and you can let me know your doubts. You can go to my profile, or you can go to my Telegram channel, for which the link is given in the description box. Okay, you can let me know your queries. I'll definitely clear your queries after this session also. Okay, so I'll see you in the next class. Take next like YouTube session or next class.